What up, folks? Once again, it's your boy Tim, the handsome liberal. Two videos in one day. This is not something I normally do, but it looks like they have announced that, or they have confirmed that the remains found out in Florida were those of Brian Laundrie. I did some videos in this a few weeks ago when Gabby Petito was they were looking for her remains, and they ultimately found her remains, and looks like they were working their way towards charging Brian Laundrie with her murder, but that won't happen at this point. Um, Shit, did anybody expect this to happen? Yeah, I mean, there were people who actually said that he probably would ultimately end up offing himself. There's, right now, I don't know if there's any way they're going to be able to show that or not. They found a partial amount of his skull submerged in water. So you're talking alligators could have had access to it, snakes, all types of wildlife that is in the area that they found him. So there is no closure in this one at all. He sealed this one up that the Petito family is not going to get any closure. So for those who were eagerly awaiting seeing him found guilty or taking a plea and being given life in prison or potentially the death penalty, none of that's going to happen. But it will save a lot of horror because this would have been dealt with out in Wyoming. The Utah police were involved in this, and then of course Florida and the FBI. So there was a lot of jurisdictions on this. Well, it's all closed out. All's well that ends horrible. So it's hard to say now. I guess the only thing that would be in the air at this point is, did the parents aid and abet Brian in any way? A lot of people believe that probably happened, including yours truly. I mean, just because of the way they handled it with the courts or with the lawyer and things like that, and not saying anything to the police. But this is one, folks, they're going to probably have to end up just wrapping up and ending in the most kind of like the end of the O.J. Simpson trial, where you just gotta understand that the man has gotten off, and Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman's murder will never be solved. That's kind of how this one is going to end up, where you feel quite confident that Brian Laundrie is responsible for the death of Gabby Petito, but there's nothing here. I mean, they clearly did not have a case at this point to prove anything. Otherwise, they would have charged him with something more than the little bullshit they came at him with, which was using her credit card after she had passed. The mildest of cases, they were throwing whatever they could just to give them a reason to even pursue him. Because keep in mind, had they not charged him with that, they wouldn't even be searching for him, because there would not have been a warrant or anything for him. They were only out here looking for him because there was a warrant for his arrest, and it's obviously a national case. But they have found him. That's kind of how this one is going to end. I guess I would just conclude this short video by asking you, what do you think? Do you think the parents aided and abetted him? Do you think this was the way he should have went out? Or were you the one that were you among those who were jonesing for some legal gratification? That is, going through a trial or having a plea to murder and taking a huge sentence, or potentially even facing capital punishment. Was that your avenue, or did he do us all a favor by ending it the way he ended it? Most likely it's a suicide. I mean, I guess we could say potentially he decided to hide out there and, maintain an off the grid lifestyle, and the wildlife caught up to him maybe, or he died of being in the elements. That is possible. But because of the condition of the body, I don't know if they're even going to be able to come up with enough evidence to say that. So, like I said, nobody's getting closure in this one, folks. So I'm going to conclude this video real quick. I just wanted to drop a second video because I still am in the camp that he was a domestic abuse survivor. I know a lot of you people think that Gabby was the victim and Brian Laundrie didn't suffer anything. Could be right. Could be right. Certainly with him look like taking his own life and taking off running, but at the same time, there's not a lot of sympathy for a guy that is a victim of domestic violence from a girl, and he snaps and hurts the girl. Kind of like, as I mentioned before, when you look at Lorena Bobbitt. Let's say Lorena Bobbitt was a man. She was being abused by him. Lorena Bobbitt is a man, so you got a man being abused by a woman. Lorena Bobbitt chopped off his genitals. So you got a man being abused by a woman and he chops off her breast or something in his sleep. That's not going to fly. So if you snap and you do something like that, your only choice is to take off running. You're not going to tell people, look, I was abused and that's why I acted the way I acted, because nobody's going to have sympathy for you. So I'm not saying that that's where Brian Laundrie is, but I'm saying that that is very possible, that he was being abused. He snapped, cost Gabby her life, and he knew there would be no sympathy for him. So he took off running and ultimately ended his own life. What do you think? Hit me up in the comments. Once again, I'm going to ask that you do what I always ask you to do briefly. Go ahead and get your boy a subscription if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. Click the bell so you know when I'm dropping these. Think I'm on to something? Give me a like. Think I'm way off in deep space? Feel free to hit the dislike and holler at your boy in the comments. Once again, Brian Laundrie has been found dead, age 23. Both of these people live very short lives. I'm older than both of them combined. So very short lives, very sad event, no closure. What else can we say? But it is over what? He's been found dead. It looks like he's been dead for a long time. So, several weeks at least. So, like I said, once again, you think I kind of am leaning in that right direction, feel free to give your boy a thumbs up. Think I'm out in deep space, thumbs down, but explain it to me in the comments. I'll let your boy. Once again, it's Tim, the handsome liberal. Good night to you.